and sisters, and my very dear sons and daughters. Alhamdulillah Ta'ala, the subject which we are taking in this session, that is the ideology and philosophy of Minhaj-ul-Quran. So I have to explain certain important things in the connection of this subject, in connection of Minhaj-ul-Quran's ideology and philosophy, but very briefly, so that we may cover at least, if not all, at least some of the important areas of the subject. Before we start our session for questions and answers, and I think if anything would be remaining, depends upon your question, we may be able to cover those areas too. So now we are starting the ideology and philosophy of Minhaj-ul-Quran. In first verse, Almighty Allah has mentioned the purpose and objective of the raising of the Messenger and the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, stating that Allah is the one who has raised His Messenger, and meaning thereby the Messenger, the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to the people. He has been raised to the mankind bil huda wa deen al-haq, and he has been given two great things. He has been provided with two great things. One is al-hidayah. So your camp is going side by side in every session, and camp is never departing from us from any of the subject. So Almighty Allah said that I provided him with al-hidayah and deen al-haq, and the deen based on haq, based on the truth. And why did I raise him? Why did I send him to the mankind? لِيُظْهِرَهُ عَلَى الدِّينِ كُلِّهِ, so that he may establish his deen over all other deens. He may establish the dominance of his deen. He may establish the supremacy of his deen over all other religions. In spite of this fact that the non-believers or the enemies of Islam or those who don't like the dominance and establishment of Deen of Islam in this world, they will definitely create hurdles. They will interfere with, they will try to stop its expanding influence. But this was the objective of the raising of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So al-hidayah and deen of Islam, these two things were given, and al-hidayah is the nur. Two things were given, and the objective of the raising is to establish the dominance of deen of Islam. So this is its academic dominance, this can be its literary dominance, it can be its cultural dominance, it can be its political dominance, it can be its internal and spiritual dominance, and it can be its external, social, civil, political, state-wise, authority-wise. All kinds of dominance we want to provide to Deen of Islam so that it is established in the world and it becomes a living force. So this لِيُظْهِرَهُ عَلَى الدِّينِ كُلِّهِ, this was the objective which prompted Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam And because of the attainment of this objective, he was commanded by Almighty Allah to start his struggle, his revolutionary struggle, which took 13 years in Makkah and 10 years in Medina to accomplish it. And Alhamdulillah, finally, he became successful in establishing the Deen of Islam in the world. And the day came when this Quranic verse was revealed, Al-Yawma akmaltu lakum deenakum wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati wa raditu lakum al-Islam deena. Today we have completed your deen for you, and we have I have perfected my blessing unto you in the form of this last prophethood and messengership. And I have chosen Deen of Islam as your code of life throughout the world. So it was an announcement of his success. It was an announcement of the completion of his mission. This was an announcement of accomplishment of his job, accomplishment of his assignment, which was divinely allocated to him. First verse. Now, in order to carry this mission on, after Holy Prophet ﷺ, the door of prophethood was totally closed. And he was declared to be Khatamun Nabiyyin, the last of the prophets and messengers. Now there was no chance of any other prophet to come. That's why this assignment, carrying this assignment on, continuity of this assignment, continuity of this prophetic assignment was delivered and conveyed and communicated to the Ummah of Holy Prophet. So Ummah of Holy Prophet was made responsible to take this mission and carry it on in their lives. Next, when this responsibility was transferred to Ummah of Holy Prophet, so of course each and every individual among the billions and billions of people cannot be taken as individually responsible in the same way and in the same sense. So that's why in order to carry this mission on and to maintain the continuity of this mission, prophetic mission, Almighty Allah gave another commandment in Holy Quran, and that was there should be a group of people, there should be a jama'at, there should be an organization, there should be a collective group of individuals, a collectivity, so that they may carry this prophetic mission on in their lives. And they should do the work of da'wah, they should do the commandment of the good, they should command for the good, they should promote the good, they should communicate and propagate the good, and they should establish the good in this world, and they should struggle for abstaining the people from the evil. They should prohibit them from the evil. And it means they should they should strive and struggle to suppress the evil. And they should strive and struggle for the uplift of the good, of the righteousness. And then they should establish the Iman in the hearts of the people. So this was a collective responsibility, communicated and transferred and transformed to the Ummah of Holy Prophet ﷺ as a whole. Now, after quoting these two Quranic verses, just out of many verses of Holy Quran which indicate and which speak about this specific subject, now I am coming to Hadith. And in this session, I would like to quote many ahadith on this subject, because I have spoken on this subject hundreds times in my life. But most of the time I have been speaking for the last 20 years, 24 years, I have been speaking in the light of Quran. you will find very rare lectures, my lectures on this subject, where I have spoken in the light of Hadith. So I want to spend more time on Hadith. I want to do reading of Hadith too, so that you may do sima from me. You may hear from me the Hadith. So the Prophet ﷺ said, the same subject is continued in Hadith. It is reported by Hazrat Muawiyah. قال سمعت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول لا يزال من أمتي أمة قائمة بأمر الله. He said, till the day of judgment. Again, I am quoting all these hadiths from my own book, Minhaj-ul-Quran. But of course, hadiths have been taken from the original sources, and all references are given below. The hadith which I am quoting now is in Sahih Bukhari, Kitab al-Manaqib. And this is in Sahih Muslim. And Imam Muslim has brought this hadith, mentioned this hadith under the chapter, under the caption which Imam Muslim has fixed. That is, لا تزال طائفة من أمتي ظاهرين على الحق. This is the chapter of Sahih Muslim. The Holy Prophet ﷺ said, I am combining both of the hadiths. He said, till the day of judgment, there would be a group of people in my ummah. There would be a jama'at, an organization. And it would be a continuity of the mission. For each and every century, each and every time, and each and every age of my ummah, there would be a continuity of this mission, or this mission would be carried on continuously. And the people, collectively, some people, organizations and jama'ah, would be working for the uplift and for the continuity of this mission in each and every age and century of this time. So the Prophet ﷺ said, there would be continuity of this mission. The chosen are those who were given the opportunity to work in this mission. Blessed are those who were favored by Almighty Allah and they were chosen to work for this mission. Allah's Deen is not dependent on anybody. Just Allah's help and Holy Prophet's help is more than enough and sufficient for Deen of Islam. But those people are blessed and favored and fortunate who were chosen to work as a humble servants for the mission of uplift of Islam, for the mission of establishment of Deen of Islam, for the mission of carrying on the continuity of prophetic assignment which was delivered to his ummah. So that's Holy Prophet said, in every time, in each time of my ummah, a group of individuals, a jamaat, an organization, there would be, and it would be a continuity in carrying this mission on. And they will not become embarrassed if some people will talk against them. They won't feel embarrassed. And nobody would be able to damage them in spite of their enmities and in spite of their creating hurdles and interceptions in their way. They will not care of any kind of enmity, any kind of dispute being raised against them just to stop this work of truth. And then said Holy Prophet ﷺ, so that they will struggle, they will strive and struggle their best to establish this Amr of Allah, the Deen of Allah on the earth. This is the basic philosophy and ideology of Islam. I have not given any ideology to the youth. I have taken the ideology directly from Holy Prophet ﷺ through his ahadith and his commandments. Second, and the same is the meanings of the chapter which has been placed by Imam Muslim, that there will be a continuous jama'at and group of people who will work and struggle for the uplift and establishment of Deen of Islam. Secondly, now There are many other organizations. There are many groups working, they announce, they claim that they are working for establishment of Deen. No doubt, everybody has a right to claim. And we don't say that we are the only ones who are working for establishment of Deen. No, Alhamdulillah, we never think that. We are very, very humble servants of Holy Prophet for his Deen, for his Ummah. And I say that we are fortunate that we have been made humble servants of Deen of Islam, humble servants of Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And we are also working along with those who have been chosen for this Azim, great mission. But we have to specify who would be those people who Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has indicated to, hinted at. So Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has stated, then he has said that I love those people. In other words, he says, I love those people. Now, it is stated by Abu Huraira radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, and Imam Muslim has quoted this hadith in Al-Jami as-Sahih, and Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal has reported this hadith in Musnad. And Sahih Muslim, it is in Kitabul Jannah. And hadith number is 2178. And Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal has quoted this hadith in Musnad. Hadith number is 9388, and so on and so forth, many other hadiths. So Holy Prophet ﷺ said, reported by Abu Huraira radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he says, قَالَ مِنْ أَشَدِّ أُمَّتِي لِي حُبًّا نَاسٌ يَكُونُونَ بَعْدِي يَوَدُّ أَحَدُهُمْ لَوْ رَآنِي بِأَهْلِهِ وَمَالِهِ. There could be many claimants of this mission, that we are the torch bearers, we are the heirs of Holy Prophets, we are the possessors of this great assignment, and we are establishing Deen of Islam. So keep all these things in your mind, which we have already discussed, that those Holy Prophet had already made it clear that there will be many people practicing Sharia, many people working for the uplift of Islam, many people praying and fasting and reciting Holy Quran, and many people, they would be up to the extent of being extremist and fanatic in case of Islam. You will see them, and you will find yourself in practicing Islam lesser than them. Even then, he said they would be out of the ambit of Islam. Why? Because their hearts would be empty from extreme love of Holy Prophet. So here lies the criterion. Now I have given you a criterion in your hand. A litmus paper has been given to you. A litmus paper. Go and you can test any claim for the establishment of Deen of Islam. Just if you want to judge and evaluate and appreciate the truthfulness of the claim, whether they are true in their claim or not, whether their struggle is acceptable in the eyes of Allah and His Prophet or not, whether they are really established of Deen of Islam in the eyes of Allah, the litmus is in your hand. Just start your checking, your evaluation, your appreciation from the heart, where Almighty Allah starts. He said, Inna Allah yanzuru ila qulubikum. He starts looking into the heart. We are not alimul khayb, but at least there are signs which speak out themselves. Look into them. If they are loving, they love Holy Prophet ﷺ in their heart at their extremity. If they have extreme love of Holy Prophet ﷺ, an extreme reverence for Holy Prophet ﷺ, the point which has been made, the pivot, the nucleus of Islam, only then their claim is to be considered for establishment of Deen. And if their heart has been emptied from the great and holy love of Holy Prophet ﷺ, and if the utensils of their heart their hearts are not been chosen by Almighty Allah, so that He may place His holy love of His beloved Prophet in their hearts, then don't take their struggling into consideration, because the basic thing they are missing, the basic condition is missing here. Holy Prophet said that the best of the people among my ummah would be those who will come after me. And he is telling this reality to his companions. Oh my companions, the best groups of my ummah would be those who will come after me, after you, after our age. يَوَدُّ أَحَدُهُمْ لَوْ رَآنِي بِأَهْلِي وَمَالِي. They won't be able to see me. Subhanallah. Because they will come late, in the later centuries. Afterwards, where they won't be able to see me. Holy Prophet again stated the same thing in Hadith, reported by Abu Huraira and quoted by Imam Muslim in Sahih. He said, وَالَّذِي نَفْسُ مُحَمَّدٍ بِيَدِهِ لَيَأْتِيَنَّ عَلَىٰ أَحْدِكُمْ يَوْمٌ وَلَا يَرَانِي. I swear by God, a time is coming when none of you would be able to see me. He is telling to the companions. None of the people present now would be able to see me. And he says, then the people will come after our age. Because of the difference of time, of age, of centuries, they won't be able to see me. They won't be able to be physically in my company. But even then, they will love me so much that they will think as if we could get the chance of seeing a glance of Holy Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We would sell and sacrifice whatever we have in our lives. We will sacrifice our children, our wives, our families, our houses, our wealth, money, earnings, whatever we have in our life. In any term, they would say that we are ready to sacrifice everything just for one glance of the beauty of Holy Prophet. Holy Prophet said this would be the criterion of their iman. And he said they would be the best lovers of mine. These are the words. Best lovers. Min ashaddi ummati li hubba. Then Holy Prophet ﷺ said, this work would be continue. And my ummah is like the rain. I can't say. This is again another hadith reported by Hazrat Anas ibn Malik radiyallahu ta'ala anhu and quoted by Imam Tirmizi. And he said this hadith is Hasan. And Imam Ahmad and Imam Bazzar. And Imam Bazzar says this, the isnad of this hadith is Hasan. And this authority of the hadith has been endorsed. Holy Prophet said, my ummah and the centuries and ages of my ummah are like the rain. One can't say whether the first part of the rain will bear good fruits or the last part of the rain will bring the good fruits. It means that your efforts would be again acceptable in the same way as the efforts of the early people were accepted. This is the meaning. Your work, your struggling in the mission would be accepted and rewarded and would be appreciated in the same way as the efforts of the early people were accepted. And struggle of each and every group, whenever they would be struggling, they will bring the good fruits. Again, the same hadith has been reported by Abu Huraira, saying the same words. He has concentrated again and again and again on the subject of love. He has confined that just those organizations and movements and groups and jama'ats and groups of people, just take only those people into consideration who are the best of my lovers, who are loving me up to an extreme level, and leave the others. Let them do their work and shout and make the slogans of establishment of Deen of Islam. They will fall within the category of followers of Khawarij and Al-Haruriyya. And Holy Prophet ﷺ mentioned another name, and that was An-Najdiyya. 3 names have been mentioned by Holy Prophet ﷺ. And he pointed towards east. He was standing on the door. And it is in Hadith, Bukhari and Muslim, Muttafaq alayh. He was pointing towards the east and he was saying, Al-fitnatu hahuna, al-fitnatu hahuna, al-fitnatu hahuna, wa ashara biyadihi ila al-mashriq. He said, oh my people, fitna, destruction of Deen and disruption in Deen would come out and would emerge from this side. Fitna would emerge from this side. Fitna would emerge from this side. And companions say he was standing and saying, and he was pointing towards the east. And east of Medina was Najd. East of Medina is Ar-Riyadh and Najd, where the Wahhabi movement emerged. And the thoughts and ideas, ideology of that movement was then followed by other people. They may be living in any part of the world. One, and the second part of the same interpretation, the other place, Al-Harura, also falls in the east. These are two interpretations of Hadith. Somebody said that he was pointing at Najd. Somebody said he was pointing at Al-Harura, the first ever capital of Khawarij, where the liberty movement, liberation movement started in the name of Al-Haruriyya. I have already told you the Hadith. We have quoted in the last lecture. Al-Haruriyya, the first organized group of Khawarij, and the first name and the first capital, Al-Haruriyya, with La Hukma Illa Lillah. And as Allama Ibn Taymiyyah said, they were mujtahideen fil ibadah. But it was declared that they are out of the ambit of Iman. They have no link with Iman and Islam. Why? Because their hearts are empty from love of Prophet Muhammad. So the hadiths tell that you can find hundreds of jama'ats doing the work of da'wah, doing the work of tabligh, doing the work of sunnah, and they can claim to be on the minhaj of sunnah. They can claim to be on the path of sunnah. They can claim to be on the path of deen. They can make any claim they want. But Holy Prophet has confined through dozens and dozens of his hadiths that the only thing which you have to take into consideration, that leave all organizations claiming the establishment of deen and concentrate only on those who believe in an extreme love of Holy Prophet ﷺ, like the emotions and sentiments of heart and soul. This is the first pivotal point, the first criterion where you have to start, the appreciation matter. So Holy Prophet ﷺ once asked, this is reported by Amr bin Shu'aib, and hadith has been reported in Tabarani and in Bazzar and in Hakim. And Imam Hakim says this hadith is Shaykh-ul-Islam. Its chain of authority is Sahih. Once Holy Prophet ﷺ asked his companion, "Oh my companions, tell me, whose Iman is amazing, very amazing and very beautiful in your eyes? Who are the people whose Iman is very beautiful and amazing in your eyes? Tell me, who are those?" This was a question. The companions replied, "Ya Qalu al-Malaika." He asked, "Ajul khalqi a'jabu imana?" Qalu al-Malaika. Ya Rasulullah, we think Malaika, the angels, are those who possess an amazing Iman. Holy Prophet said, "Why?" He didn't accept the answer. Didn't endorse it. He said, وَمَا لَهُمْ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ وَهُمْ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ. Why their Iman would be amazing? They live in the company and nearness of Almighty Allah. And they always visualize and realize the anwar, the tajalliyat and lights coming from there. So if they will not become faithful and they will not bring the belief and faith in Allah, then who will bring it? So their Iman is not amazing. Then they saw thought and they said, "Fannabiyyun ya Rasulullah." And if the angels are not the answer, then the prophets and messengers, they have an amazing Iman. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, "Why? Why their Iman would be amazing?" Because they are the direct recipients of the revelation of Almighty Allah. They are the ones who are receiving the wahi directly on their hearts. And they are experiencing. So they are always in a process of spiritual experience. receiving the wahi of Almighty Allah. And if they will not become faithful and believer in me, then who will become? So their iman is not amazing. Then they thought, and they give a very interesting answer. They said, فَنَحْنُ يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ, then we are the ones having very amazing iman. This was the third charge. Holy Prophet ﷺ smiled at them and he said, وَمَا لَكُمْ لَا تُؤْمِنُونَ وَأَنَا بَيْنَ أَزْهَرِكُمْ. He said, why your iman would be amazing? Oh, my companion, why your iman would be amazing? Because I myself, I am amongst you, living in you. And every day you see sometimes the moon being cut with my finger. You see with your eyes that the stones are speaking and reciting the kalima in my hands. You see the sun after being set is coming back with my commandment. You see the trees, they are coming and prostrating on my feet. You see the animals reciting my kalima and giving shahada of my prophethood. You are always seeing my miracles and anwar, and you are living with me, and you are always being blessed because of my presence. If you will not become the believer, then who will become? So he said, your iman is also not amazing. They asked, Ya Rasulullah, now we have no answer. Then you tell us whose iman is amazing. Now Holy Prophet said, فَقَالَ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وَسَلَّمَ إِنَّ أَعْجَبَ الْخَلْقِ إِلَيَّ إِيمَانٌ. The most beautiful and the amazing iman to me, the most amazing iman to me is of those يَكُونُونَ مِن بَعْدِي, who will come afterwards. Up to the last ages of my ummah, of the history, who will come afterwards, they had not seen me. يَجِدُونَ صُحُفًا فِيهَا كِتَابٌ. They will find many books and they will find my kitab, Quran, among the books. يُؤْمِنُونَ بِمَا فِيهَا. They won't see me, but they will believe me through the book which I have given to my ummah. And they will act on my commandment. And they will work, they will strive, and they will struggle for the uplift of my deen. Through my kitab. Without seeing me. So the Prophet ﷺ is indicating towards some missions. Mission of every age. Mission of every century. And this is the continuity of a mission. Same mission is being continued. There were some people who carried on this assignment in the early ages. And there were their followers and their followers and their followers. And it was continuing till this century when we have, alhamdulillah, taken the responsibility of this mission. The Holy Prophet said, it is reported by Anas bin Malik, radiyallahu anhu. He said, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وَدِدْتُ أَنِّي لَقِيتُ إِخْوَانِي. He said, I wish if I could see my brothers. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, I wish, I love if I could see, I could meet my brothers. This hadith is again reported by Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal in his Musnad. Volume 3 and page 155, and hadith number is 12,601. And reported by Imam Tabarani also, and reported by Imam Haythami also. In Al-Mu'jam al-Kabir by Tabarani. So he said that I wish and I love if I could meet with my brothers. The companions, they were amazed. It was an astonishing thing for them. First they had heard the astonishing Iman. Now they are listening to Holy Prophet. I wish, I love if I could meet my brothers. They asked, Ya Rasulullah, qala faqala ashabun nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Aba laysa nahnu ikhwanu. Ya Rasulullah, are we not your brothers? We live with you, we fight with you in your leadership, for you. We live for you and we die for you. Are we not your brothers? Holy Prophet said, no. He said, no. قال أنتم أصحابي. You are not my brothers, you are my companions. You are my companions. ولكن إخواني الذين آمنوا بي ولم يروني. My brothers would be those who will come afterwards. They won't be able to see me, but they will establish their iman in me and they would love me. Those who will come afterwards, they won't be able to see me, but they will still love me. And they will work for me. They will work for me with their ahl, with their wives, with their children, with their families, with their earnings and their possessions and whatever they have and belongings. They will sacrifice all of their belongings in my path for my mission. They would be my brothers. I love to see them. I love to meet them. And then Holy Prophet ﷺ needs some of those. He needs them. He said, I love to meet them. So why not Almighty Allah would accomplish His love? So why not Almighty Allah will accomplish His wish? I wish to see them. So He comes and sees them, watches them, guides them, provides the nur and fast to them, gives them instruction so that they may carry on His mission according, as a true humble servants of Holy Prophet, according to His guidelines. He said, I wish, I love to see them. And He sees. And He meets Laqit. I wish to meet them. But of course, since the time has passed, now He meets them through dreams. Now He meets them through dreams. Now He meets them spiritually, not physically. In that way, as the companions used to see Him and meet Him. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, it is reported by Hazrat Abu Umama and narrated by Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal in his Musnad and Imam Ibn Hibban in his Sahih. Again, Abu Umama relates and he says that Holy Prophet ﷺ once, he was addressing the companions and he announced, Tuba liman ra'ani wa amana bi. He said, congratulations for those who saw me and believed in me. Congratulations for those who saw me and established their iman in me. And companions say, then he said, وَتُوبَا سَبْعَ مَرَّاتٍ لِمَنْ لَمْ يَرَنِي وَآمَنَ بِي. And 7 times congratulations for those who will come afterwards. They won't see me and still they will establish their love and iman in me. He said once, congratulations. He said once for those who saw me and established their iman in me. And 7 times congratulations for those who would come later. They won't be able to see me. Even still they will establish their iman and love for me. Are you understanding what is the significance of the mission? What is the ideology is to work as a humble servant for upgradation of Islam, for establishment of Deen of Islam, and to carry on the prophetic mission which he has given for his ummah. This is the basic philosophy and ideology. And significance is that Holy Prophet ﷺ wants to meet them, wants to see them, and he loves them, and he is giving them a title of his ikhwan. Then again it is stated by Abu Jum'ah, a companion, and hadith is narrated by again Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal, Imam Darimi and Imam Tabarani. He said, we had lunch with Holy Prophet ﷺ. He said, we had a lunch with Holy Prophet ﷺ. And Ubaidah bin al-Jarrah, the great commander of the companions, the great commander, he was also with us in the same sitting on lunch. And he asked, Ubaidah bin al-Jarrah asked a question from Holy Prophet ﷺ. Qala ya Rasulullah, hal ahadun khayrun minna? Is there anybody in this world who would be better than us? He asked. We fight along for Islam in your leadership. We are sitting with you, having lunch with you. We are in your company. Is there anyone who could be better than us? Holy Prophet said, Aslamna, we had embraced Islam in your company. Ma'aka, wajahadna ma'aka, and we are fighting for Islam in your company. We are so fortunate and blessed. So is there anyone other than us who could be better than us? Holy Prophet ﷺ replied, Qala na'am, yes, there are. And keep in your mind, as far as the Aqidah is concerned, all this being better doesn't mean in great. Nobody can be equal to the companions. But to talk of being better, this is just in other sense that they are better and the best of the Ummah because of the company of Holy Prophet ﷺ. And then they would be the best of their time. Those people would be the best of the creation in their time because they would be blessed that without seeing me, they will do the same thing which my companions are doing. And he said, Naam, qawmun yakununa min ba'dikum yu'minuna bi wa lam yarawni. There will be people who will come after you. They won't be able to see me, still they will believe in me and they will work for me. The Holy Prophet ﷺ again said, إِنَّهُ سَيَكُونَ فِي آخِرِ هَذِهِ الْأُمَّةِ, said in the last periods of this ummah, reported by Abdurrahman bin al-Ula al-Hadrami radiyallahu anhu, and this hadith is quoted by Imam Bayhaqi in Dalailun Nabuwwah. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, O my people, in the last ages and centuries of my ummah, there is going to be a group of people, going to be an organization, going to be a jama'ah. Now Holy Prophet ﷺ has come direct in the last periods of the ummah. The last ages, the last centuries of the ummah. That in the last centuries of my ummah, there would be some people. He said, قَوْمُ لَهُمْ مِثْلُ أَجْرِ أَوَّلِهِمْ. They will work for me in this way that Allah will give them reward similar to the reward which the early people had already got. They would be rewarded similarly as the early people were rewarded. They would be in the last ages, but they would be rewarded like the people of early ages. Like the people of early ages. And then he says, يَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. They will struggle for the uplift of good, of the good. وَيَنْهُونَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ. And they will struggle for to suppress the evil in the society, in the ummah. And يُقَاتِلُونَ أَهْلَ الْفِتَنِ. And they will fight against all fitnas of Deen. And the people of fitna, who will try to create disruption in Deen, they will fight against him in order to protect my Deen from him. When you have listed all these ahadiths of Holy Prophet ﷺ as a group, as a team, as an organization, as a movement, in the morning you heard the movement will also carry on, a movement up to the last days of my century, but with these kind of signs. They will be followers of Khawarij and Al-Hururiyya. And now he says, on the other hand, a movement and organization will continue to work for my Deen. They will be the people who will love me. They were my lovers. They will be my lovers. So the mission is the mission amongst the lovers of Holy Prophet. Mission is the mission only amongst the lovers of Holy Prophet. This is the first criterion and condition to be looked at. Then Holy Prophet ﷺ states, this is the next chapter. He says, Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala narrates the hadith. And Imam Abu Dawood has reported this hadith in Sunan Abi Dawood in Sihah Sitta. And Imam Hakim has reported it. And Imam Tabarani has reported it. And Abu Dawood in Kitabul Malahim, page 109, volume 4. And hadith number is 4291. And Imam Hakim in Mustadrak. Imam Tabarani in Al-Mu'jam, and Imam Darimi in Firdaus, and many other A'immah of Hadith, they have reported this Hadith with their own chains of authority. Reported by Abu Hurairah radiyallahu anhu, he says, قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إن الله يبعث لهذه الأمة على رأس كل مئة سنة من يجدد لها دينها. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, that Almighty Allah will raise a man. Almighty Allah would raise a man in the beginning of every Islamic century. In the beginning of every Islamic century, who would struggle and who would revive Deen of Islam for my ummah. He would revive the Deen of Islam for my ummah. So Nabuwwah was closed and that mission was made continuous through the ummah of Holy Prophet and led by the people who were known as Mujaddideen, the Mujaddids of their centuries, the revivalists of their centuries. Holy Prophet said, my Deen would be revived again and again in each and every century through the hands of someone who would be raised in the beginning of Islamic century, and he would revive it for Ummah. This is Hadith of Mujaddids. Then Holy Prophet ﷺ said, reported by Muaz bin Jabal, quoted by Imam Hakim and Tabarani, about these people would be al-atqiya, al-akhfiya. Holy Prophet said that they would be God-wearing people and they would be unrecognized and unappreciated. Everybody won't be able to recognize them and every person won't be able to appreciate their effort. The people would be confused. This is the word of Holy Prophet. They would be al-atqiya, al-akhfiya. And he said, Ulaika aimmatul huda wa masabihul ilm. They would be the imams of hidayah. And they would be the great lamps of knowledge. They will impart my knowledge, which they would receive from authentic chain of authority, a continuous chain of authority, and they would receive my knowledge directly through my spirituality. And they will impart it into the heart of the people. They will enlighten the heart of the people. And they will remove the darkness of knowledge and dalala through the knowledge which they will receive from me. They will be the lamps of knowledge in their ages. In another word, Holy Prophet ﷺ said, this hadith is reported by Abdullah ibn Abbas and quoted by Imam Bayhaqi and Dailami. References are there in my book. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, Man tamassaka bi sunnati inda fasadin nas, fasadi ummati, falahu ajru mi'ati shahidin. A time will come when disruptions will appear in my ummah in connection of my deen. So the one who will stand with firmness and steadfastness for my deen and for my sunnah, and he will work for the establishment of my ummah, those people would be rewarded equal to 100 martyrs. One man would be rewarded equal to 100 martyrs. And again, Imam Hassan bin Ali radiallahu anhu, he reported that Holy Prophet ﷺ said, who received the knowledge? And in this hadith is again reported by Imam Darmi. And it is again reported by Hazrat Anas too, Hazrat Anas bin Malik. And Imam Hassan bin Ali. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, if somebody received the knowledge to revive Islam, receiving the knowledge to revive Islam, وَيَطْلُبُ الْعِلْمِ لِيُحْيِيَ بِهِ الْإِسْلَامِ, he will receive the knowledge to revive Islam. Holy Prophet ﷺ said that he would be placed so close and near to me that there would be no other stage between him and me. There would be no other stage between him and the prophets. فَبَيْنَهُ وَبَيْنَ النَّبِيِّينَ دَرَجَةٌ وَاحِدَةٌ فِي الْجَنَّةِ. There will be difference of only one daraja. It means that they would be the direct recipients of the fairs of Anbiya and fairs of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in a hadith reported by Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, أنه قال لا نبي بعدي, there will be no prophet after me. قالوا فما يكون يا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, Ya Rasulullah, then who will come after you in order to establish your deen? He said, قَالَ يَكُونُ خُلَفَاء. Khulafa will come after him. Khulafa will come after me. Then Imam Hassan bin Ali, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he reports from Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam explaining the meaning, who would be the Khulafa. And this hadith is again reported by Imam Ibn Asakir and reported by Imam Ibn Abdul Barr. Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Allah's mercy on be Allah's mercy on my khulafa. Oh my Allah, shower your mercy on my khulafa. Shower your and send and shower your mercy on my khulafa, my khalifas, on my vicegerents. He said thrice, 3 times. قال رحمة الله على خلفاء 3 مرات. He said 3 times. Oh Allah, shower your mercy on my khulafa. Imam Hassan bin Ali said that Holy Prophet ﷺ was asked, وَمَنْ خُلَفَاؤُكَ يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ? Who are your khulafa, your khalifa? Ya Rasulullah. قال الذين يحيون سنتي ويعلمون الناس. Those who will revive my deen and sunnah, they are my khulafa. And they teach my ummah about my deen and sunnah. They propagate, they communicate, and they transfer the light of Deen and Sunnah to my ummah, and they enlighten their hearts and their guests and their inner self with the nur of ilm which they receive from me. So they revive my Deen and Sunnah. The revivalists are my khulafa. Now the matter of khilafah is resolved. The revivalists would be my khulafa. And in the same way, the political revivalists are also been declared and given the title of khulafa. And the spiritual revivalists are also given the title of khulafa. They would be khulafa of 2 kinds. You understand the point? Because the mission of Holy Prophets was transferred to the ummah in both ways. The external dominance and establishment of deen, spiritually as well as politically. So these are also known to be khulafa. This is again a khilafah. And Holy Prophet ﷺ said, it is also in Hadith, Holy Prophet ﷺ said that Nabuwwah has been closed. The prophethood has been closed. There will be no prophet now, Holy Prophet ﷺ said, after me. No prophet would be raised after me, and only khulafa will come after me. And Holy Prophet ﷺ said, when the period was Banu Israel was there, Holy Prophet ﷺ said, reported by Abi Hazim, this hadith is in Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, Ahmad bin Hanbal, muttafaq alayhi hadith. He said, قال كانت بنو إسرائيل تسوسهم الأنبياء كلما هلك نبي خلفه نبي وإنه لا نبي بعدي سيكون خلفاء. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, this was the practice of Allah, that when prophet died, one prophet died, his work was followed and carried on by the Khalifa. He was followed by a Khalifa. When he died, other prophet, another Khalifa, other prophet. So our Holy Prophet said, no, one prophet was followed by another prophet. He was followed by another prophet. He was followed by another prophet. So there was a continuous chain of raising of prophets and messengers till the time of my raising arrived. So the Prophet ﷺ, I have been raised, and now after my raising, La Nabiyya Ba'di, there would be no prophet after me. And then there would be khulafa, they will take care of my deen. And the same thing has been reported in another hadith, which Imam Asqalani has narrated with authenticity, that whenever there was any fitna in deen, disruption in Torah, amendment in Torah, the knowledge of Torah, Almighty Allah used to send another prophet after Sayyidina Musa to establish the real guidance given by Torah, to correct them and to put them on the right path. And when Holy Prophet ﷺ was raised, if same kind of fitna in deen, in knowledge of deen, in Aqidah of Deen, in spiritualism of Deen would arise and emerge, Holy Prophet will send his Khulafa and Mujaddideen, so they will take care of the Deen and establish the Deen of Islam. Imam Asqalani writes, this is the meaning of Hadith of Khulafa. And the same thing Holy Prophet ﷺ said, that Nabuwah has been finished and closed, and Mubashirat are left. Mubashirat are left. Companions asked, Ya Rasulullah, what are Mubashirat? Good news. He said, the spiritual dreams which the pious people of my ummah would see, and they will receive the guidance through their dreams. This hadith is narrated by Abu Hurairah, and this is in Sahih Bukhari, this is in Sahih Muslim, this is in Muttafaq alayhi hadith, and there are dozens of hadiths on this subject in Bukhari, Muslim, Tirmidhi, Abu Dawud, and Sahih Sittah. Dozens of hadiths. I have narrated, I have reported, collected all of these hadiths in my book of hadiths on this subject. Dozens of hadiths. That everything of Nabuwah is closed except Mubashirat. Companion asked, what are Mubashirat, Ya Rasulullah? He said, Mubashirat are the good news, are the dreams which my pious people from my ummah would see spiritually to get the guidance. These are Mubashirat. So, this is one aspect of our significance of the mission. And basic ideology is the continuity of the prophetic work for establishment of Deen. Now there are certain characteristics of our mission and peculiar features of our ideology which differentiate us from others. This is another full-fledged subject, but I leave it now, and I leave it for the session of question and answer. The characteristics, main characteristics and salient features of our mission, our ideology, which establish how our mission is different from others. Almighty Allah may bless us with His mercy, guidance and pleasure in this life and in life hereafter.